welcome to Fix of Space Time. In today's video we have an interview with Zach Obert from the YouTube channel The Launchpad. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Can you tell everyone a bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, my name's Zachary Aubert, and I am the kind of founder and host of the YouTube channel called The Launchpad. On my channel, we try to talk about everything space flight, space engineering, kind of the future of space and STEM or STEAM, as many want to call it, and just growing that community of people that are just really excited about this new space race that we're really starting to see take off.
What did you create your channel to achieve?
I think it started off as I was talking with my friends kind of constantly about what space was doing and kind of the new exciting things that we were seeing with Starship and just the success of the Falcon 9 with the commercial crew program. And they're like, you're good at talking about this. Why don't you put this online to maybe be able to help other people understand what's going on? Because there is a lot going on and it's hard to stay on top of all of it. And so I started doing that. And then it really turned into just getting to have a conversation. The Inspiration 4 contest was a really exciting door that opened, getting to connect with Jared Isaacman and then some of the competitors. And it kind of snowballed from there of just continuing the conversation and then working to just help people understand some of the things that maybe not all the press is talking about, like the new spacesuit commercial contract that was just announced.
How did you get interested in space and spaceflight?
It's been something since I was a kid. I want to say my family said I started drawing space shuttles at like 3 or 4. It's just something that's always been there. My grandfather was a ham radio operator, and I got my license later on in the States. And just we had a couple opportunities to talk to the space station while the shuttle was up there from the basement room I'm actually in now as the studio. And it was just that whole idea of we're living and breathing in space and surviving on a floating space station, but now that idea of what science fiction is really coming to a reality of going back to the moon, but to stay there and then eventually going to Mars, hopefully by the end of the decade. It was just something that was there. I think it was the excitement of what the adventure was, but also knowing how much comes out of us trying to go to the stars that also affects us here on Earth. Like I think we saw it earlier this week with Moxie creating oxygen on Mars. There's so much of that we could bring back for here on Earth that does good, that I think that's just really exciting to see it.
You were talking a bit about sci-fi. What's your favorite sci-fi book, film, and author?
Ooh, I'm a big media person, so like TV and movies. Star Trek, obviously. I love Star Trek. I love all the Star Trek. Star Trek Voyager. I think there's something just exciting about really going into that, getting thrown into something that's the unknown. I think so many of us feel like we've had that with the pandemic. This was kind of our own different sector of the universe, but I think just the idea of not knowing what we don't know and trying to learn that is exciting. I think if you're looking at kind of more recently, some of the shows For All Mankind and things, I think are really bringing space back to everyday people. I think a lot of people, once the shuttle ended, space kind of took a back seat. And I think it did even for many of us that were big space fans. But the fact that it's, really front and center now, all major media is picking up on it again when there's launches. I think it's an exciting time to be watching.
Okay. Do you think the present space exploration is a good idea, or do you think we should be focusing on things down on Earth like climate change and other things?
I think it's a mix of the two. I think there's a big part of climate change that, yes, it does happen. I think there's a big part of it that we also have to look at is that it's a cycle that we do go through as a planet. There's always warming and cooling on these big, 50 and 100-year cycles, but there is so much technology that we have now because of going to space that maybe there's things we can look at that can help our planet here. So I think it has to be a balance. I think, do we need to spend all this money governmentally going to space? Maybe not. We've seen that with SpaceX and Rocket Lab and so many of those other companies. Why don't we make it more private? But yes, let's still have the governments there to help support them to make sure that, there is that opportunity for all.
Okay. Would you ever go to space and live on another planet?
I think it depends where you're talking going. If you wanted me to jump on a Crew Dragon, I would have gone 2 days ago. Going to the space station, the Falcon 9 is proven. The Crew Dragon itself has gone through its testing that I think it really needs to go to, that people would feel safe. If you're talking going to the moon, I mean, I probably won't be on the first human landing system, but in my lifetime, absolutely, I could see whether it's just doing a flyby or actually landing on the surface would be kind of the dream. I think when I was your age or younger, I never thought that that was something that was going to happen. We had the shuttle. That was it. No one was talking about, going to Mars in our lifetime, really. Mars, I think that's a bigger conversation. I know many people say like, oh, maybe I'll die on Mars. I think that I've got a lot of life to live, and I'm not too sure I can commit to that yet. If it's a couple year journey and, either my family or if I don't have a family yet at that time and I could take that time, maybe. I used to do 6-month trips down to the States during the winter. So I'm kind of used to going away for a bit from kind of everybody I knew, but 2 years is a big commitment.
Okay. Did you sign up for Inspiration or Dear Moon? And if you did, can you tell us a bit more about your applications?
Yeah, Inspiration 4, I really wish I could have. I'm not American. I'm up in Canada, in Edmonton, and I really wish I could have been part of that opportunity, but it makes sense that it'd be for Americans first, especially with just how it's being structured. But I think it really sets the foundation that there could be more. And then we saw Dear Moon come out shortly after. So Dear Moon, I did. I got through at least phase 2 that I know of. Didn't get that phase 3 email where you had to do the video, but know a number of people that did for it. I think for Dear Moon, if it was something I was doing a video, it would be very much like this. I would want to have conversations, with everyday people, and I would want to vlog my experience of what it's really like, because I think, even we saw with the Crew Dragon over the last kind of 48 hours, we get little glimpses of what it's like during launch and orbit before they dock. But I don't think we have a really good idea of what like the day to day is. And I think a lot of people are really curious, there's always those questions, what's the bathroom like? What's the food like? That I think would be very interesting to see, because I think if we have that better image of what it's like, more people might want to go into space, and that'll help push it forward.
We're definitely seeing many. I think over the next few years, we'll definitely see loads more crewed missions, because I think this is just the start. There'll be loads more.
Absolutely. I know if you look at kind of the schedule for the ISS, it's like, well, they better start expanding the thing because they're running out of space. I mean, we're back at 11 on board. We've had 13 with the shuttle a few times, but it's getting crowded. And now with the idea that Russia may or may not be coming off station, I think it might be time for NASA or SpaceX to make some plans to expand it, because if they're going to keep launching, especially with Starliner and stuff, it's going to get busy up there, which is exciting to see.
Definitely. Where do you see space exploration in, say, 30, 40 years?
I would hope at that point we have a base on Mars. Whether it's a masked, colony of people that have moved over there, I don't know. We'll have to see. I think if we look back at where we've come in 10 years, I think there's been a lot of advancements, not only just in space stuff, but in technology. I mean, like the iPhone's only, I think it's 11 or 12 years old for it. Now, Apple had that 10 years before they released it. So I don't know where technology is going to go. And I think that's where we're probably going to see the bigger advancements that push us forward is, Starship's a total new ball game in space. And that's in development now. If that works, it opens up a whole another ball game kind of thing of what we could build into space. We see the new space stations that are being designed privately that are literally something out of sci-fi that you probably wouldn't have expected us to be building in, the 2020s in the planning stages. But I think we'll definitely have a large base on the moon. I think we'll have a few larger space stations in orbit of Earth and the moon. That will be something that maybe it's like a private, one of those more expensive cruises that people save up to go on, once in a lifetime. But I definitely think by then you and I probably will have an opportunity to go to space that isn't something that's, going to totally break the bank. But we'll have to see.
Okay. What's your plans for the future regarding your channel? Will you carry on doing what you'll do, or do you think you'll change it a bit? What are your plans?
I don't know, to be honest. I would love to say, in the next 5 years, I would love to be doing this kind of full time. I'm a student part time. I work part time for a bigger tech retailer, and then I also run a not for profit. So I'm used to not sleeping, which really helps these long, like 48-hour through the night launches and dockings at the station. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I think, I only started on January 1st this year, the channel, and, we're coming up on that 1,000 subscriber mark, which I wouldn't have believed would have happened in, 4 months. And some of the doors and opportunities that have opened in these 4 months have been something I would have dreamed of as a kid. The fact that, I'm planning my first trip. Well, I've been to Kennedy before, but planning my trip down to, be there for a launch, get to be around Kennedy for a few days, really get to connect with people there, is something that, as a kid dreamed of, but never would have thought that, yeah, this could actually be a career for it. I was down at Kennedy when I was like, I want to say 8, during the shuttle era. And it was amazing being there and going behind the scenes, but YouTube wasn't a thing. This wasn't even an idea. So I'd love to see it grow. I'd love to see it be a community of people. I don't want the Launchpad just to be me. I know, I've got skills, but I know other people have skills, and there's a lot of people that love taking photos or videos or are communicators with people that I think it'd be better that we're one big community rather than all competing around, just trying to get that next view. But let's push space forward by being Team Space.
Okay. That's all the questions I've got for you today. Thank you so much for coming on here for an interview.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Congrats with your channel. It's been awesome seeing it and everybody that you've been having on.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
You as well. We'll see you soon later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.